I met Billy Taylor. Well, we were not really expecting him. We were doing our very first album. Um, it ended up being called Ramsey Lewis and his Gentlemen of Swing, if you will. Daddy O'Daly, a big disc jockey at the time, thought Gentlemen of Swing was a good name. Anyway, we hadn't started the session yet, and in walks Daddy O'Daly, who was very instrumental in getting us the record contract with the Chess people, Phil Chess, Leonard Chess, to get that album done. And he walks in, and who's with him but Billy Taylor? It was, Billy Taylor. I had never met him before, knew his records, because when I worked in a record shop called Hudson Ross in those days, this is back in the 50s, I had all of Billy Taylor's records. I collected his, Bud Powell, all the piano players that were popular in those days, but never met him. And he came in, and I was impressed the fact that he was such a warm person, such an outgoing person, such an encouraging person. He sat down at the piano, and most people musicians will appreciate this. I'm 20, 21 years old or so, and I'm just now learning at that time to play songs in all the keys. Musicians will appreciate this. Not quite all the keys yet, so we were going to record I'll Remember April. The key it's written in is G, so we knew it very well in G. He says, so what are you guys going to record? And when we're going to do I'll Remember April. So he says, oh. So he sits down at the piano, and he starts playing I'll Remember April in the key of B. Piano players, you can appreciate that, right? Very impressed. He stayed a while. I was hoping that he would not stay for the whole session. I loved him, but Billy Taylor, it's your first record session. He wished us well, and he left. But that left a mark on me. Number one, he was just as great on piano as his records were. Number two, what a fine human being, I thought to myself. It was maybe 6 months later. In those days, Billy Taylor came to Chicago at least twice a year, and when he came, he stayed anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. The London House at the time was a piano restaurant, if you will. And they had Oscar Peterson, George Shearing, Mary McPartland, Billy Taylor, and so I would always go see him when he played there. So our friendship began to bud, and I got to know him fairly well. It really came together when Billy, who had a TV show on the Bravo television cable channel, and his show was, he was the host, of course, and he had a piano, but there was a second piano, and he would invite other piano players to come and chat a while, and then it was, well, let's play something. And we would play, and he said, well, let's tape enough for one show, and you'll come back and be a guest again, fine. Well, it went so well, the conversation and the piano playing, we enjoyed each other so well, we taped enough for 2 or 3 shows. I mean, we just couldn't stop. Afterwards, we kind of said to each other, maybe we should take this on the road. And we both were like, yeah, let's talk to our agents. And so, just for a test run, they booked us on a festival in Kansas City. Never forget it, outdoor festival. And we're like 2 pianos, no rhythm section, on a big festival with thousands and thousands of people. How's that going to be? And that particular night, we were the only ones on. We drew thousands and thousands of people, and the 2 pianos were quite enough, if not more so. The people stood up and they were applauding, and things went really well. We became very close during this period of several years of playing 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 concerts a year, because we were together doing sound check afterwards, traveling, and I got to pick his brain about music. And it became sort of like a big brother of sorts. So we would talk about life and other things.